back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. Now for today's video, I wanted to share with you guys my 24 favorites from 2024 from the more affordable category that I will be carrying with me into 2025. I did a video just like this talking about my 24 favorites from the more luxurious high-end category, and I asked you guys if you wanted to see an alternative to that where I'm talking about my affordable favorites, and a lot of you guys wanted to see that, so that's why I'm here and that's what we're going to be doing today. Now I have to start off by saying that the affordable or the drugstore category is currently killing it. They have such amazing formulations going on, and I've tried to keep all of these under 1,000 rupees. But even if they're going slightly above 1,000, maybe say 1,099 or something, you can find most of these at a minimum 30% off. Some of these have a buy one get one going on during some times of the year, so make sure you save up for that and wait for that as well. But with that being said, if you want to know some amazing products that won't break your bank but still give you amazing looks and would make you feel like a queen that you are, then please keep on watching. Let's start these recommendations off with a beautiful primer. I have Plum's Prep Set Go Face Primer, and I have to start off by saying that I'm super impressed with Plum's makeup range. They were already killing it in the skincare game, and now they're on to makeup, and I'm sure within a couple of years we will have a beautiful collection from them that you can rely upon, because whatever I've tried from them till now has really impressed me, and this primer is no different. Basically, this is the clear silicone based primer that is supposed to fill into your pores and give you the smoothest skin of your life. But why it's different from the other pore filling primers out there is because this does not feel drying on the skin. A lot of times pore filling primers can feel too mattifying, too drying and too heavy on the skin, while this one actually feels quite moisturizing, so it's a very refreshing feel on the face. Plus it does not pill on the skin whatsoever, and again that's a very big requirement for me, especially when it comes to silicone based primers. If you rub them around a little too much, they can pill up and then all of your base makeup goes to shit. But this one does not pill on the skin at all. Of course, don't go in with a huge quantity, a little goes a long way. I only have one foundation recommendation for you guys, and that's no way of me trying to say that there aren't any beautiful affordable foundations out there in the market, but it's just that I've been talking about the same ones over and over again, and I wanted a change of scenery and wanted to talk about a newer launch that I've been smitten with. I have my Maybelline Lumi-Matte foundation, and oh my god, I'm flippin' obsessed with this one, and you guys have seen me through it. I love how this sits on the skin and the natural finish it has. It definitely leans more towards the matte side than towards the Lumi side, but the consistency is super thin and it's an ease to blend all over your face. You also get medium to full coverage in here, so you can wear it for an everyday basis, for special occasions, or whenever your heart desires. Now my only grudge with this foundation has to be the shade range, because we only have 10 shades available in India and most of them are sadly only the beige category, right? So I want to see a shade extension ASAP in here, because everyone deserves to have a beautiful foundation like this one in their life. Listen, I said this in the high-end version of this video and I'll say this again. 2024 was the year of tinted moisturizers. Brands were launching these left, right and center, but I feel like only a few of them were actually able to nail the formulation of a tinted moisturizer. And when it comes to the more affordable category, only one brand in my opinion actually killed it completely. And no price for guessing, I am talking about my Dot & Key tinted sunscreen. Now technically speaking, this is not a tinted moisturizer but a tinted sunscreen, and you do get SPF 50 and PA 4 times plus in there. But I won't recommend you guys to use this as your main sunscreen, because you're not going to be applying the ideal amount that is required to protect your skin against sun damage. So just use this as an extra layer of protection when we are talking about sun damage. But let's come back to the formulation of this tinted sunscreen, which actually feels like a tinted moisturizer. It has a plush, cushiony texture that's so easy to blend into the skin, and you get a nice light even layer of coverage going on that is perfect for everyday. And you do actually get about 5 shades in here, which I feel like are a nice range of shades to start off with, because one shade would suit a lot of different skin tones. If you're looking for something that's perfect for daily use, is lightweight and is very easy to work around with, then this is the product that you are looking for. Let's talk about some concealers now, and again I feel like concealers had a huge moment in 2024 and I really wish that continues into 2025, because applying a concealer only on your problem areas and calling it a day for base makeup is literally the best thing that has happened to a lazy girl like me who also loves makeup and also likes to look put together. If you're like me, concealers are going to be your BFFs, and I have two beautiful recommendations for you, and both of these are so different from each other. They're literally like night and day, so it definitely depends on what you are wanting from your concealer. So you can choose one according to your preferences. So the first recommendation comes from ColourPop. It is their Pretty Fresh concealer. First of all, just look at the state of my concealer. I've been using this non-stop, and that's why the whole print and everything has completely faded away, and I'm about to finish this one out, and I'm so excited for that. But let's get back to the texture of this concealer, which is a beautiful gel-like texture. It has medium to full coverage, but it hydrates your under eyes so well. The name Pretty Fresh is actually very apt for this concealer because it makes your under eyes look so fresh and hydrated. It does not make them look dry or crepey whatsoever. However, I do have to say, if you have a lot of hyperpigmentation around your eyes or any other area of your face, this won't give you ample coverage. This is for the days when you just want a little bit of something going on. I mean, maybe a little bit to medium sort of a coverage going on. This is a beautiful concealer, very, very hydrating, great for dry skin girlies like me. And as promised, we have a completely different concealer type for my recommendation number 2, and it is my L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. Now, I have to start off by saying that this one comes only in 3 shades, which is a bummer. I want to see a shade range extension ASAP because this is a beautiful concealer. It has full coverage. It's slightly on the thicker side and leans towards a matte finish. So this is great for people who have really oily under eyes and want something that would make sure your makeup doesn't slip and slide away. Or if you have a lot of hyperpigmentation, then this one is going to erase that completely because this has high amount of coverage in there. I mean, the coverage of this one is insane. If you're not wearing anything and just this concealer on your under eyes and any other problem areas, it's actually going to make it look like you have a full coverage foundation on. It's that good. Again, the shade range is disappointing. I'm not going to deny that, but this concealer is bombdiggity.com and I really like it. Moving on to powders now, I again have 2 different recommendations for you. One is a loose powder, one is a compact powder. One does not have a lot of coverage, the other is a foundation powder. So again, you are getting a nice amount of variety in my video. So my first recommendation comes from K-Beauty. It is their loose translucent powder, and you guys have been seeing me use this one. I actually finished a whole tub of this one. This is a new tub. It's probably not my shade, my ideal perfect shade, but I'm sure I can make it work for me. It's such a softly milled fine powder. It mattifies your skin down, but it also makes it look very hydrated. It's a beautiful powder. I don't think this is a fairly recent launch. It has been a while that this has been in the market, but I've not found a great or good enough loose powder that works similarly to this in the same price range and with the same amount of, beauty in it. My second powder recommendation again comes from L'Oreal's Infallible range. This is their 24-hour fresh wear foundation in a powder, and the name is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, this is a high coverage face powder, but again, it does not make you look dry. This definitely does lean more towards the matte side, but because it's such a beautiful and finely milled soft powder, it gives you a creamy feel on the skin as well, and it glides on very easily. If you are someone who does not like to wear a lot of base makeup, or if you're someone with really oily skin, or if you live in humid areas, this is going to be your BFF because it's such a beautiful product. You do get a sponge and a mirror in there as well. I don't really use it with a sponge. You can definitely use it with your fingers or even with a brush, whatever it is you prefer. It's a very easy to use compact powder, and the coverage you get here is really nice as well. You can build upon it by layering it. I wouldn't recommend you layer it too much. I mean, 2 is fine, 3 and 4 can look a little bit cakey, so restrict it to 2 and you'll be good to go. I only have one bronzer recommendation for you, and that actually makes me very sad, but I've been noticing that a lot of affordable bronzers have been getting discontinued for absolutely no reason. For example, the Relove Revolution Super Bronzer is discontinued, the Flower Beauty Heat Wave Bronzer is discontinued, the NYX Bronzer is discontinued. I don't even know what's happening right now, but I have one bronzer recommendation for you, and outwardly it might not look like the most affordable bronzer, but this brand does run a buy one get one very frequently, so wait for that. I am talking about my e.l.f. Luminous Putty bronzer. Basically, it's a cream bronzer in a cute little jar, and I feel like this formulation is pretty much foolproof. The texture feels like a solid gel of sorts that's so easy to apply, and it blends into your skin like butter. And this bronzer also has a little bit of shimmer running through it, so it's gonna give you that glowy, bronzy diva look that you so crave for. Alrighty, it's time for my blush recommendations now, and honestly, blush was a category that blew up in 2024. I can't even comprehend how many blush launches we had in 2024 because it was a massive number. It was slightly difficult for me to just concise this list down and only give you my top 3 recommendations when it comes to blush from the affordable category, but I have done it, and these 3 blushes are very different from one another, so depending on your preferences, you can pick any of these up. The first one I have comes from KIRO. It is their stick blush, and this is such a beautiful formulation. Even though this is a stick, it's so creamy, rich and buttery. It glides on your skin like butter, and it does not move your foundation. Now this does stay slightly dewy on the skin, so it's not as long lasting as a matte blush would be, but this still stays on your skin for 5 to 6 hours easily without any touch-ups. I love the finish of this one on my skin, and you do have 3 different shades in here. However, I would like to see another shade extension in here because blush is one category that I feel is still going to be exponential in this year as well. So definitely want to check these ones out if you're looking for an easy to use stick blush that's very easy to carry as well, because look at that size, it's such a tiny product. My second blush recommendation comes from Blue Heaven. It is their Pop in Glow Cheek and Eye Gel Bloom. Now honestly, I've not really used this on my eyes. I only use it on my cheeks, and I love how it looks on my cheeks. Now as the name suggests, this does have a very gel-like consistency that's so easy to work on the skin. It's a very cushiony, plush feeling texture that blends into your skin like a dream, and this is pretty long lasting as well because this does settle down into a semi-matte finish. It's not fully matte, it's not fully dewy, it's somewhere in between. It looks very natural on the skin. This would look gorgeous with makeup, without makeup, and the color in itself also is very pretty. Now this does stain your skin slightly, so it's very long lasting as well. And now for my final blush recommendation, I have the Elle Blushbomb, and I have been talking about these everywhere, over on my YouTube videos, on my Instagram. These have been featured everywhere because I'm super impressed with these, and I'm also very impressed with Elle and how they're trying to be slightly more innovative while staying very affordable, because honestly the price tag at which these blush bombs are offered at, unbelievable. But let's talk a little bit more about the formulation. Now these have a mousse like texture, so they're not creamy or liquidy, but they're moussey and buttery, and they glide on your skin and they settle down into a matte finish, so they're very long lasting as well. Honestly, you wouldn't really expect the amount of long lasting nature you get from this blush at the price tag at which this is offered at, so it's very impressive. I really like these blushes, and I feel like if you're someone who's in a pinch and you don't want to spend a lot of money on blushes, but you still want something that's very long lasting and very easy to work with, something that won't really move your foundation, or maybe something that can work really great on bare skin, this is absolutely the one you should go for. I have a quick highlighter recommendation for you guys, and as I said in my higher end version of this video, I am in my subtle highlighter era, so I'm not really gravitating a lot towards them. So I want something that can be worked really subtly, or if you want to layer it and make it blinding, then you can do that as well. And I found all of that in this Lamel Glow highlighter. Honestly, Lamel as a brand overall has just been amazing with their products and their launches, and this highlighter is no different. It has a beautiful pearly finish that gives you this gorgeous glowing from within sort of a glow, and obviously you can make it very subtle and layer it like I said, and that's the USP of this one, because this does have a very creamy formula to it. Even though this is a powder product, it has a creaminess in there that makes it very easy to wear, and this does not exaggerate any of your pores or texture. Next up, I have my setting spray recommendations, and the setting spray is a non-negotiable for me. I love my quick little showers, so I need my setting spray game to be on point, and the affordable category never ceases to amaze me. My first recommendation comes from Makeup Revolution. It is their Fix and Glow Dewy Finish Shimmer Spray, and this is a beautiful setting spray, and it also gives you a gorgeous dewy finish. Now this has shimmer particles in there, so you do need to shake it up before you use it. If you keep it on like that, this will have some sedimentation layers, so you need to shake it to make sure that it's activated and you get all of that glow going on. Now once you spray it all over your face, your makeup literally transforms. If you were looking like a dry mess, it would instantly make you look like this glowing diva, and that's why I absolutely love it. Now I don't really expect it to make my makeup like waterproof or long lasting or just smudge proof. I only expect it to give me dewy gorgeousness, and it delivers. My second recommendation is for someone who really wants their setting spray to set their makeup down, make it smudge proof, budge proof, and all of those goodness, and I have just the recommendation for you. Say hello to the Mars Wonder Fixer. Now that name is pretty self-explanatory, but let me give you a lowdown on what this spray does. Basically, it fixes your makeup into place so it won't move no matter how much you are moving, if you have oily skin, if it's a lot of humidity in the air, or anything of that sort. It's a beautiful spray. It's very fine in the misting part of it as well, so you won't get any blotchiness or splotchiness on your face, and it makes sure that all of your makeup will stay intact for a really nice amount of time. So this is perfect if you are going to be attending a lot of weddings or have a lot of functions, or you just like to go out and party and you want your makeup to look top notch even at the end of the night or day whenever you come back. We are done with all of the face recommendations, so now it's time to move on to the eyes, and I'm going to start with eyebrows. I will talk about an eyebrow pencil, the only one that I have been using in 2024 because it was in my project pan and then I just fell in love with it all over again. I am talking about my K-Beauty eyebrow pencil. Now this is a different shade because I actually ended up finishing my eyebrow pencil completely. It's a spoiler for my empties, but I actually finished that one up, so this is a backup for me. I really like this pencil. The only thing that I'm not a fan of is the fact that this does not have any any spoolie in there, and I really wish K-Beauty adds that spoolie because I have to use a spoolie whenever I'm filling in my brows. There is absolutely no way that I can do my brows without a spoolie, but other than that, the formulation of this pencil is so good. It's not super creamy, it's slightly on the waxier side, so it does not cling onto your brows, has a nice amount of pigment in there wherein it would give you definition but not give you sharpy eyebrows. Like, it's just the perfect blend of everything. We just need a spoolie in here and this would be the perfect brow pencil to exist. Next up, I have two eyebrow gels to talk about, and I know eyebrow gels are so important because they make sure that your eyebrows stay in place, especially for someone like me who has stubborn eyebrow hair. I need an eyebrow gel to work overtime for me and how. So my first recommendation is this Root Cosmetics brow gel, and my packaging is completely busted. It's bursting at its seam because I've almost actually finished this one up. There's not a lot of product that comes out now, so either it has dried down or it has finished. I would suggest it has finished because I was using it so much. I was using it on a daily basis alongside my K-Beauty pencil, and the pencil finished, so I'm just guessing this would have finished as well because it's very similar timelines that you would finish an eyebrow pencil and an eyebrow gel. Both of these are very long lasting when it comes to the actual amount of time you are going to be owning them for. But this was such a nice eyebrow gel, and again, the price tag at which this is offered at, so good. You really can't get something better than this one. It made sure that my eyebrow hair stayed in place, and because this was a slightly lighter color than my brows, it also gave some texture to my brows and some body and some just overall niceness to my brows. I really enjoyed this one and I would highly recommend it. For my final eyebrow recommendation, I have the NYX Stick It eyebrow gel with me right here, but I have to start off by saying, what is NYX doing? Why are we not getting all of the beautiful viral international launches? I don't understand. If someone from the NYX team is watching, please hit me up, explain what is happening, because I'm waiting for so many launches to happen and some of these are limited editions, so I don't even know if India is ever going to get them. And trust me, we have the spending power. We want to get them. We are just illegally importing them right now. You might as well launch them in India. Please NYX. But let's get back to this eyebrow gel. I really like this eyebrow gel. The name again is pretty self-explanatory. This has fiber in here that would add volume to your brows. It also has a little bit of color, so it would define your brows as well. Plus, it also sticks your brow hair into place so they won't move anywhere all day, all night. Trust me, stubborn brow hair girly right here. The only thing that I would probably change in this eyebrow gel is the size of the spoolie. I feel like this spoolie right now is a little too big. A little tinier size than this one would have been perfect. Absolutely perfect. But other than that, I really like this eyebrow gel. It has volume, it has color, it has sticking abilities. It's the best of everything that you would want from your eyebrow gel. We are now going to move into the territory of single eye shadows and glitters because I feel like the affordable category killed it with single eye shadows and glitters. And you guys know I love my one and done eyeshadows and I love my glitters. So this list was very difficult for me to just formulate and give you guys my top 3 products that I was obsessing over in 2024. And if you want to pick up only 3 products from this video, these 3 have to be it. I don't know how, I don't know why, but these are going to transform any look you have going on. So let's start off with my first recommendation, which is the e.l.f. No Budge Matte Shadow Stick. Basically, this is the matte one and done crayon pencil shadow sort of a product that's so beautiful. It has such a smooth texture that does not tug or pull on your eye, and it blends out like a dream and gives you no patchiness on the eye. A lot of time matte shadow sticks can get very patchy, but not this one, not this one. It's a great one and done eyeshadow for everyday purposes because it's a matte shade as well. It's just gonna add some definition to your eyes without being too overboard. I know what you must be thinking, but Shreya, what if I do want to go overboard? What if I want to be a glittery goddess? Do you have any recommendation for me? And to that I would reply, of course I do. You've come just to the right place because you guys know I take my glitter game very seriously. So the first recommendation I have for you guys is actually a glitter topper shade. So you can just make sure that any of your look is made 10 times more beautiful by adding this topper shade on top of your already existing eyeshadow. I am talking about my LA Girl Dream Glitter eyeshadow, and this is such a beautiful product. Now this is suspended glitter in liquid, so it can feel ever so slightly gritty when you apply it. It's not irritating on the eye whatsoever, but it has these beautiful shifts in there and it looks so gorgeous. It's not patchy on the skin, so you can just apply it directly on your eye and then just tap it a little bit on your crease to blend it out, or you can apply it on top of black eyeshadow and it would just change the look altogether. This is a beautiful product and they do have more shades. I have picked them up. Obviously I had to, because if I'm recommending something to you guys, you know that I love it with my own heart and my own money as well, and this is just something I would highly highly recommend. For my third and final eyeshadow recommendation, I have something that's chunky, bold, and has glittery goodness written all over it, because if you're anything like me, the eyeshadow topper is actually your everyday running errand sort of a glitter, and you want something that would make you stand out every single day or on special occasions, whatever it is you prefer. And I have just the product for you. I am talking about my Lamel Insta Glitter Bomb, and this is something I absolutely love and have talked about so many times. And 2024 was the year that I was using this left, right, and center. However, it doesn't look that way. It still looks like it's pretty much new, but I was using this on my bare eyelids just by itself because it has different layers of glitter in there, right? It's not just one kind of glitter. It looks so beautiful even without anything on your eyelids. Now, the only sad part about this one is that it only comes in 2 shades, and I need minimum 10,000 shades in this one, and I would buy every single one of it very gladly. Now, this obviously is a pre-glued solution, so you don't even need to glue it down, and it goes beautifully on the eyes. I know a lot of people don't think this is eye safe, but if you just apply it very gently on the eyes, it's going to be completely fine. Remove it with the tape. You don't want to scratch it on your eyes like that. You just want to remove it with the tape so that your eyes are safe and protected and looking very gorgeous and glittery. I'm again going to reference my high-end version video because eyeliners and me are having a very on and off rocky sort of a relationship, but I also mentioned in that video that the affordable category has been killing it with liner pencils. So I have two recommendations for you. One is a basic kajal and one is a more elevated monochromatic kajal, and I'm going to give you both of them. So when you're talking about basic kajal, I have this one by Plum. As I said in the beginning of this video, I've been really impressed with Plum's makeup range, and this kajal is no different. It actually reminds me a lot of the OG Plum kajal that was the iconic kajal back in the day, and it's at a much lower price tag, so that's even better. Now, this is very smooth and creamy, does no tugging or pulling on your eyes, which is something I absolutely love, and it actually stays on your waterline as well. It doesn't collect in the corners because that's very annoying, and you can also use it as a smudgy liner on top of your lash line, but you have to smudge it quickly because once this sets, it sets and it won't be going anywhere. It's a very beautiful kajal, and if you are a kajal girly, you're gonna absolutely love it. Plus, it's very pocket friendly, so that's obviously a yay. My second liner pencil recommendation, as promised to you guys, is going to be slightly more elevated, and it comes from the house of Swiss Beauty. It is their holographic pencil, and I have to start off by saying that this is duochrome at best. It's not holographic, so lower your expectations a little bit because the name is slightly misleading. Now, I have finished one pencil of this one up earlier, and I have to say that you do get a little less quantity in there, so it's rather easy to finish it up, and I was using it like a one and an eyeshadow, so obviously that aided in the usage as well. But with that being said, I also feel like a lot of brands are now doing this similar pencil, so you can pick any of these up because these are sort of like private labels, so you will be getting a similar, if not the same formulation from any other brand out there. But these are very gorgeous. They are going to be the center of your look whenever you apply them, even as a liner, because they have these beautiful shifts that just makes everything look so much more interesting. Plus, they're very easy to apply. They glide on like butter. Absolutely no tugging or pulling on the eyes, which is mandatory for me. And finally, to finish this video off, I have two mascara recommendations for you guys. And finding an amazing affordable mascara is just like a whole task in itself because you get so many shitty mascaras out there, and then you get one Prince Charming after kissing 1,000 frogs, and it's the moment that you've been waiting for, and I have two of those moments to share with you right here. The first one comes from Relove Revolution, and I've been talking about this since a while. This is the long lash lengthening mascara, and this works beautifully. It gives you so much length, so much separation. There's not a lot of volume with this one, but the length is definitely there, and I have pretty much non-existent lashes, so for my lashes to look long, miracle, where have you been is the moment that I have every single time I apply this mascara. Now, the wand of this mascara is pretty much like a basic wand. There's not a lot to it, but the formulation is top notch. So if you're looking for an affordable mascara that gives you a lot of length, you need to check this one out. A lot of you also love it. You guys have been telling me how this has been your favorite mascara for a while now. And now for my final recommendation of this video, I have ColourPop Act Natural Mascara, and this name is very misleading because it says Act Natural, but this gives you the most dramatic lashes of your life. My lashes were looking like false lashes, and that's a statement I rarely make because I have non-existent lashes. Now, this one gave me so much volume, length, separation without making my eyelashes clumpy or spider-like. It was so beautiful to see that transformation happening in front of my eyes, and this is a slightly better formulation than what I generally prefer, but because it's so non-clumpy, you can easily layer it. It does have a slightly thicker spoolie with a pointed top, and that makes it very easy to apply because sometimes with thicker spoolie, getting into the inner corners becomes an issue, but with this one, this is not an issue whatsoever. Plus, it also does not flake. It's honestly one of the best mascaras I've ever tried, not just in the affordable category, but overall as well, and that's a huge statement because I've tried mascaras from Too Faced, from from Tarte, from Benefit, MAC, and whatnot. And if this comes in comparison, then I feel you should spend the money that it requires on it. Plus, again, as I said, ColourPop does offer buy one get one a lot frequently than other brands. You should definitely look at picking this one up because you will end up falling in love with it. And with that, I'm done with all of my recommendations. And I know what you must be thinking, Shreya, where are the lip recommendations? And I think I forgot to mention this in the intro of the video, but I did mention this in my higher end version that I will not be talking about any lip recommendations. Otherwise, we'll be here till 2026, and I don't think either of us wants that to happen, right? But if you still want some lip recommendation or some lip color recommendations, then let me know in the comment section down below, and I would love to do it for you guys. But that's gonna be it for today's video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Also, let me know your favorite affordable product from 2024, and I would love to check it out. But as I said, this is it from my side. I'll see you guys next time. Till then, take care. I love you all so much. Mwah. Bye.